have the Jason Whitlocks of the world to say certain things as well. What did he say?
I know what I'm capable of. And that big rack of hers that she showed off constantly, it's just, and that peanut butter skin with that big rack. Like, Jay, keep your distance.
Okay. Hey, Jason Whitlock. Hey, my guy. No, you're not my guy. Guy, come here. You're not that guy, pal. You're not.
All right. Welcome back to the show, man. We're getting into it a little bit today, man. I appreciate the love and support you guys giving us. I appreciate you guys for checking out the channel every day too. So good stuff, man. So obviously I'm doing something right, but we got to get into this Joy Taylor thing a little bit more to dive a little bit deeper into it, because now we got some of these big wigs in the mix. You know, Cam Newton, Jason Whitlock. Those are big guys in the sports arena. And Joy Taylor. Okay, now if you don't know who Joy Taylor is and why she's relevant right now, it's because she's a analyst, if you would say. Either way, she works at Fox in the sports division, and a legal document has now come out to say that Joy Taylor has slept her way to the top, slept her way into the position, slept her way into the shows that she's on. Not only that, but the document, I don't want to go back into it because we did a video on it already, but the document says that Joy Taylor was sleeping her way up to the top, and she also had a plan to say that an executive, once she was done with everything, an executive had done some foul, inappropriate things with her. In the end, she was going to accuse him of that. Whether that stuff is true or not, here's what is true. Joy Taylor should not be on the sports network. She should not be covering. She shouldn't be getting those shows that she is currently getting. She's not good enough. She's just not good enough at all. And it makes you wonder, how did she get those particular positions? Okay. But Cam Newton comes out the other day. Cam Newton, shout out to Cam, man. As the athlete, Cam went to Auburn. You know, I'm an Alabama guy, but you know, we'll forgive you for this. Cam Newton goes at Jason Whitlock, who's the other guy who made the comments about this Joy Taylor's body and her rack and all of this type stuff. Cam Newton seems to take offense to that, and that's a little ironic. I'll tell you why that's ironic here in a little bit. So Cam comes out and said, "Come here, my guy. You're not that dude or whatnot." We're gonna play the video, man. Let's see if we can get some context to go with it, and then we'll dive in it just a little bit. All right, Cam, what you got?
That big rack of hers, that's inappropriate. That butter skin, that's inappropriate. Like, bro, you're not that guy. So to comment on something like this, bro, stay in your lane. Whether Joy did what she did, the accusations are true or not, stay in your lane, Jason. All right? Because, bro.
Cam. First off, man, let me say this about these athletes, man, because people think because they can throw a football or shoot a basketball and they did it at a pro level, one, they think they're the best athlete. They think that they're the best athletes in the world, which is not true. You know, there are guys that I know still that will clean NBA guys' clock in a second, split second, 21 zip, get them out of here. I know guys like that. I don't know football as well, but I'm sure there are guys who could do the same thing in the football space, tennis space, whatever. These guys think that you made it to this particular height, that you are the best in the world. No, you may be the best in the league or one of the better ones in the league, but there are guys who may not be as qualified off the court that can do some damage on the court to guys that you see on television every single day. Now, the next thing is, Cam, if you're going to go at Jason, if you're going to say, hey, Jason, that's disrespectful for you to talk about this woman's breasts, her rack, and her body, then you better be, I'm going to play the video, but you better be saying something to her about having her breast and her body out like that in the first place. Because if you don't, I'm going to pause the video and come back and get at you. So let's see. Let's see what you say, Cam.
Like, you're having an outer body experience, and it's time for me to put you back in your body to let you know, bro, you're not that guy, pal.
Yeah.
So whether you want to Speak on your 2 cents or not keep it. Please do. Because, no, it ain't that.
But I wanted to ask you a question, too, for Joy Taylor. Not saying the allegations are true, but how would one move around in the industry now as a host to be taken serious, and for people like Jason Whitlock not to make these statements about them? Like, when I see you, it's like, oh, I know what she about. Let me say what I say.
I remember having a conversation with my lady.
Let me stop it right there real quick. I'll get back to it. And that's a good question from Buddy right here. That's a good question. But for the longest time, men in general have said that we prefer not to have the industry, the analytics, the sports arena flooded with women. Why do men say that? Because of this Joy Taylor situation. Exactly that, because it has happened throughout time. It has happened. Somebody who's coaching, or somebody who's on the sidelines and stuff like that, that is just unqualified. They don't know about it. And there are males like that too. There are men in that space too that should not be on the show. The guy on the show with Joy Taylor, the Acho guy, trash, absolute trash. Get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? As far as a analyst, it doesn't work, and most of these guys are only recycling information. So if you get on one of these shows, ESPN's, Fox Sports, whatever the case may be, if you get into any of the top conversation, hey, who's the best, LeBron or Jordan? All of them would say the exact same thing. But what the fan that has been around, who understands the game and understands the sport, you can't say, oh, well, Jordan is better because he has 6 rings. Wrong. You can't do that. That's trash. That's an argument that everybody uses. You can say that Jordan is the best, yes, but you better have something other than 6 rings. Rings are a team thing. If you're saying that an individual is better than an individual, then you got to go into individual accolades and all this type of stuff. If you're going to say LeBron is the best, then you better have something better than longevity. Or he played for 300 years and Jordan only played for 18 years and Jordan still got these accomplishments that are still better. You got to be able to deal with that. But most people can't, because most people only recycle information. Ask somebody that you know who's the best rapper of all time. What you going to hear? Tupac and Biggie, both of them trash. But the recycled narrative has been there. People can't think for themselves. That's why people don't want these women in the sports space, because they're just going to recycle information that they've heard over and over again. They're unqualified for the position. Joy Taylor is one of those people, but Joy Taylor is she used to be a gorgeous woman. Joy Taylor, if you go back like 5-10 years, whatever, Joy Taylor used to be gorgeous. Now she kind of she big bones, and stuff like that. She's kind of looking rough. I don't know if she like had a baby and stuff like that. Shout out to moms and all that stuff, man. No hate there. I'm just saying that her body has changed, her look has changed and stuff like that. So I don't know, but she has changed as far as looks. And a lot of these shows are putting women on the show along with their couple of male counterparts, and they're on the show and stuff like that, just to look at, but they're not qualified to be in those particular positions. Now, Cam, you have to understand, this dude actually a good question, and I'm interested in how he answers this question about women being in that space, because things change when you put men in a male-dominated business or entity. It changes. So let's hear what Cam has to say about this thing.
And she brought up a point that I never really considered, is there's a such thing as pretty girl privilege, but there's also a thing where you have pretty girl exclusion.
Elaborate.
You see what I'm saying? So like when you're a pretty girl, it's hard for people to take you serious because your physique looks a certain type of way, because your face looks a certain type of way. And that's just the truth.
So they see you before they hear you.
That. Okay. And it's sometimes unfortunate, because you can be a very attractive person, Joy, Molly, Jazz, multiple other, talent that's on ES.
Pretty girl privilege was a thing maybe, a decade, 2 decades ago. Makeup has changed all that. Keep it going.
ESPN and Fox. And what do you tell them? Just because you're a pretty girl, you're not qualified? Or if you do get this job, you only got it because you slept with somebody? That's who you sleeping with?
What she look like?
Bring her to the forefront, him to the forefront, because now you got to be open in these things.
You gotta be, huh?
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no shade, but I'm just keeping it a bug.
Yeah.
This is a person who.
So now, this guy's going back at Jason, and he says he's trying to keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. What he say? Let's keep it funky. He says or whatnot. He says to Jason Whitlock, "Who you sleeping with? Since you want to come at Joy Taylor and what she's doing, who you sleeping with? You know, and that's a personal shot. That's a personal shot at Jason. And Jason has been, as far as sports and in that arena, Jason has been a dog. He's been disrupting, sports television for a long time now. Whether you like the guy or not, he's been, what I'm saying, he's just different. He's a different narrative. He's not gonna say the same thing that Stephen A. Smith says or all of these analysts says. When you're talking about abortion, I can guarantee you Jason's gonna have a different opinion than all of the other sports analysis. As far as anything, political space, religious space, all of it, this dude has a different take. It's like he doesn't have the same handcuffs that a Cam Newton has on, doesn't have the same handcuffs that a Stephen A. Smith has on, not the same handcuffs as an Acho has. None of those, a Shannon Sharp, all those guys got handcuffs on them from Disney and Fox News, and they're going to say the exact same thing. When you talk about the jab, remember the jab? And that stuff coming up with Kyrie and all that. All of these sports people had the exact same take. All of them hated Kyrie. All of them said get the jabby jab. All of them had the same mindset. Jason's over there was like, nah, I'm good. And the whole industry hated him for that. Now, here's my problem with Cam in this situation. Cam is going at Jason, but in this video, Cam has yet to say anything about the issues that have been brought up against Joy Taylor. He hasn't said, hey, Joy, if you've done these things, that's a bad look, not just for you, but bad look for women all over the place, because women already have a hard time being in these spaces, and you're going to get into this space and you're going to just sleep your way up, and then you're going to try to accuse somebody of something that they didn't do and ruin his life and his legacy and his family. And Cam Newton has yet to say anything about that. Bro, Cam Newton, you're quarterback, bro. You better understand the route. You better see what these corners are doing. And you're not watching the play right now. You're just mad at the guy over here who has done nothing. But I digress, Cam. Maybe when I hit play again, then you're going to say something about this, Cam. So keep it funky, Cam. Let's see what you got to say. Man, that's my thing. Again, he gets personal or whatnot, and he has an issue with Jason talking about this woman's rack, but he doesn't have an issue with the woman having her rack out in the first place. That's what my problem is. You can't just pick a side. You got to go, hey, you should have said that, Jason. That's wrong for you to say that about this woman's body. Oh, and old girl, listen. You need to cover up. If you as good as you claim to be, because she done gone from podcast to show and all this talking about how awesome she is and how these other people are unqualified and she just got the goods and she all about it and she wants a man with money and finances and looks and all this, but she out here doing this according to this document. If that is the case, so you need to bring all that stuff into the forefront there, Cam. You got to lob past that thing, brother. And that's the issue that I have with these analysts and these people who are getting on talking about this particular topic. You gotta cover it, man, from both bases. And that's something that these guys struggle with because a lot of the time, I'm not saying, but I'm saying a lot of the times, a lot of these guys are doing the exact same thing, bending over for the corporate media, bending over to get a position, bending over to get a show. And Cam, no matter how you look at it, Cam had been the same since he started growing his hair out. Cam is with the tight pants and the tight shirts and nooples and scruples all out and all this stuff. And his takes are odd. If you look at his show, and I think he got a pretty good show for the most part. But if you look at his show, he has people on there, man, that are saying just off the wall stuff. Like, is it just to get the attention? He had old girl, this doctor, whatever her name, doctor, who's not a doctor, was on there and just pinning them down, pinning them down. It's like he has all of these women on there, and these women he tries to lift up while they put men down, but it's never in the reverse. He never looks at it from the patriarchy standpoint. It's always from the matriarchy standpoint, and that's stuff that sports is lacking. If you're going to be a woman in that sports arena, like a Doris Burke, some of the legends that have been in the sports, you better know what you're doing. You better know what you're talking about. You better know how to convey your points and all that stuff. And you can be a beautiful woman. You can just have to cover it up. You don't have to lead the conversation with your body parts. And when men see that, they automatically know that this woman was placed into this position not by her gifts or her talents, but by her ooh. I appreciate you guys for kicking it with me again, man, on this. Let me know if I got it right. Subscribe to the channel, man. Hit the like button and all that. Let YouTube know that we are here. We have arrived, and we'll keep it coming, man. So I appreciate it, man. Y'all let me know. Peace.